Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining Lewis University's television network. Today is Monday, February 3rd, 2020. I'm Margarita Cremitis.
And I'm Luis Chavez.
And we begin with our top national stories. Earlier today in California, 6 passengers were shot on a Greyhound bus, including one who was killed. The bus was carrying 43 passengers and was headed from Los Angeles to the San Francisco area. Near 1:30 a.m., a gunman on the bus opened fire on Interstate 5. The suspect boarded the bus in Los Angeles, but authorities are not yet certain where he is from originally. The suspect is in custody, and authorities have not detailed what the motive may be.
The U.S. put travel restrictions into effect on Sunday to contain the coronavirus outbreak. Foreign nationals who have visited China at least 14 days before returning to the U.S. will be temporarily denied entry. U.S. citizens who have been in China's coronavirus epicenter, located in Hubei, 2 weeks prior to the return will be subject to a mandatory quarantine of up to 14 days. U.S. citizens returning from the rest of China will be subject to undergo health screenings as well as a self-monitored quarantine. National Security Advisor Robert O'Brien said there is no reason for Americans to panic and that this is a low risk. TSA also took measures into their own hands by requiring airlines to ask passengers on flights from outside the United States whether they've been to mainland China in the past 14 days. All frontline employees will also be allowed to wear surgical masks.
On Sunday, thousands of people gathered in Pennsylvania to watch the famous groundhog Punxsutawney Phil deliver his spring forecast. Phil emerged from his burrow around 7:25 a.m. and didn't see his shadow, therefore predicting an early spring. If we look at Phil's predictions from the past decade, he has predicted a longer winter 7 times and an early spring 3 times. According to the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, Phil was only correct about 40% of the time. So although there is a chance of an early spring, still listen to your meteorologist for stronger prediction accuracy.
More U.S. states are considering banning the sale of or import of cosmetics that have been tested on animals. This year, California, Nevada, and Illinois have all passed laws that require cosmetics sellers to use non-animal tests to prove that their products are safe. These laws aren't expected to harm the cosmetic industry, as many companies already use non-animal testing. An overall ban of animal testing in the U.S. is expected to put global pressure on China to end their policies requiring all imported cosmetics to first be tested on animals if they want to continue selling their products in the U.S. According to cruelty-free international legislation, has already or will soon be made public in Hawaii, Maryland, New Jersey, New York, and Virginia.
A California man has been convicted of illegally owning a tiger after appearing in a video with YouTuber Logan Paul. 33-year-old Nicholas Perkins has been put on probation for 3 years in order to pay nearly $60,000 in fines and veterinary bills after the tiger was seized in late November, in addition to the fines. Perkins was also ordered to attend 16 hours of classes on animal cruelty and cooperate with any investigations with regards to who bred and sold the tiger named Neil. Authorities were made aware of the tiger cub when a photo was posted to Instagram of a model posing alongside Neil, shortly followed by Logan Paul's video in which he introduced his dog to the tiger cub. Neil has since been placed in Moore Park College's America's Teaching Zoo, a training program for exotic animals. Coming up next, we'll take a look into leading local headlines.
And later, we have the latest political news. Stay with us.
Maybe he's really focused.
Hey, Michael. Maybe he likes spinning the wheels.
Maybe he just loves trucks.
Maybe he's just being a boy.
Preoccupation with objects is one early sign of autism. Learn the others today. The sooner it's diagnosed, the better.
So, I got this new family, and I don't know what it is about this one, but she can't seem to put down that toy all day long. Tap, 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 tap. Oh, and she even talks to it. She talks to that more than she talks to him. What's up, bro? Nice shirt. Who's she talking to? Her mom? She talks to her mom a lot.
Here's your check.
since I got rid of my car, I really enjoy walking.
Okay. Gone. No.
Getting pulled over for buzz driving could cost you around $10,000 in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates.
Oh, you're home early.
You live with your mom?
That'll set your game back a few years. Buzzed, busted, and broke. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
Being a dad can be tough.
No. What do you mean she's not coming?
When's the fairy princess coming?
Any minute now.
But when you're willing to do anything,
It is I, Cruz.
I know it's really you, Drew.
worth it.
I know it's really
Worth it.
I know it's really
Worth it.
I know it's really you, Drew. I'm just pretending for the other kids.
The smallest moments can have the biggest impact on a child's life. Take time to be a dad today. Call 877-4DAD-411 or visit fatherhood.gov.
Over the weekend in Chicago, 2 people were killed with at least 16 others injured. Of those 16, one was a Chicago firefighter. The 36-year-old firefighter was at the scene of the car fire at 1:02 a.m. in the 3300 block of West Wilson Avenue when someone fired shots and hit him in the leg. In the latest shooting in the Little Village neighborhood of South Side of Chicago, there were 2 victims, a 20-year-old woman and a 23-year-old man. Both were rushed to St. Anthony Hospital. The woman is in fair condition. Unfortunately, the man was fatally shot on his side, back, and leg.
After more than 100 years, Prohibition could come to an end in Gardner Township. Gardner Township is located right outside of Springfield, Illinois, and on March 17th, it could change forever. Gardner has a population just over 4,000 people. The entire township has been under prohibition for a century, and business owners specifically want this to change. Many people believe this ban on alcohol has driven prospect companies away from Gardner Township. This has made getting basic things such as a gallon of milk or a loaf of bread a solid 8 to 10 mile drive. So far, 1,200 signatures were submitted.
On Tuesday, January 21st, Ball State University's marketing professor Shaheen Bornis called the police on a business administration major, Sultan Benson. Bornis wanted Benson to move from the back to the front of the classroom, saying, "You can move or we can call the police." This incident caused more than 200 students to protest. More than 100 faculty members signed a letter expressing their concern over the incident. School President Jeffrey Mearns was present at the protest, where he revealed an action plan, including meetings with Benson and other student leaders. Organizers of the protest demand that BSU gives faculty mandatory diversity and conflict training. They give BSU until February 4th to respond to the request.
Last Saturday, Lewis University welcomed Congressman Dan Lipinski, WGN meteorologist Tom Skilling, a Dean of Humanities, Dr. Laura Franklin, to discuss climate change. Other panelists included University of Illinois professor Don Wubbles, Argonne scientist Seth Darling, and research meteorologist Doug Sisterton. The panelists discussed climate challenges, the human impact, myths, and what we can do to help the Earth. The discussion was held at St. Alberta.
The Philip Lynch Theater is holding performances of the play The Curious Incident of the Dog at the Nighttime on February 14th through the 16th and February 20th through the 23rd. The play follows 15-year-old Christopher, who tries to solve the murder of his neighbor's dog after he finds himself to be a suspect. Evening performances begin at 7:30 p.m. and Sunday matinees start at 2:30 p.m. with additional performances at 3:30 p.m. on February 22nd and 25th. Tickets are $12.75 for adults, $11.75 for non-Lewis students and seniors, $7.75 for faculty and staff, and $2.75 for Lewis students. Tickets are available at the box office Monday through Friday from 1 to 4:30 p.m. or online at the Philip Lynch Theater website. When we return, we have your day's top political headlines.
And later, we'll take a look at our 5-day forecast. Stay with us.
Maybe he's really focused.
Hey, Michael. Maybe he likes spinning the wheels.
Maybe he just loves trucks.
Maybe he's just being a boy.
Preoccupation with objects is one early sign of autism. Learn the others today. The sooner it's diagnosed, the better.
So, I got this new family, and I don't know what it is about this one, but she can't seem to put down that toy all day long. Tap, 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 tap. Oh, and she even talks to it. She talks to that more than she talks to him. What's up, bro? Nice shirt. Who's she talking to? Her mom? She talks to her mom a lot.
Here's your check. Oh, you got it. You know, since I got rid of my car, I really enjoy walking.
Okay. God, no.
Getting pulled over for buzz driving could cost you around $10,000 in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates.
Oh, you're home early.
You live with your mom?
That'll set your game back a few years. Buzzed, busted, and broke. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
Being a dad can be tough.
No. What do you mean she's not coming?
When's the fairy princess coming?
Any minute now.
But when you're willing to do anything,
It is I, Cruz Zinkelpel. Okay, time for cake.
it's always worth it.
I know it's really you, Guru. I'm just pretending for the other kids.
The smallest moments can have the biggest impact on a child's life. Take time to be a dad today. Call 877-4DAD-411 or visit fatherhood.gov.
President Donald Trump and former mayor of New York City, Michael Bloomberg, televised competing presidential campaign ads in yesterday's commercials during the Super Bowl. Bloomberg is one of the candidates running in the 2020 Democratic presidential election. The two have gone back and forth in making various accusations against each other, and the campaigns behind both President Trump and former Mayor Bloomberg have responded to the criticisms made between the two candidates. Early primary voting has started today as candidates are fighting for the California House. There is an open seat after Democratic Representative Katie Hill resigned last year. Now Republican congressional candidate Mike Garcia is joining the fight to control Congress. Garcia is hoping to win back the now Democratic 25th District north of Los Angeles. In the situation, two races will be held. One race is to elect a candidate to finish Representative Hill's term, and the other race is for general election, which will determine which candidate takes office in 2021. Iowa Democrats will caucus abroad for the first time ever. Today, voters met in Tbilisi for the first stop in this global caucus. Other locations will include Paris and Glasgow. Caucuses are unique because they allow the public to move around the room to show their preference to a particular candidate. The delegate is then chosen based off how much support they gain by the end of the night. Prior to the Democratic National Committee changing the rules, caucuses were held at one time and location. But after the 2016 election, the committee started allowing caucuses in other locations. The Iowa Democratic Party approved of 87 caucuses to be held at different times and locations throughout the day.
Are there any updates on the impeachment inquiry?
Yes, so there's a lot of updates besides the Iowa caucus that is happening. This is actually the final week for the impeachment inquiry, and then the House and the President Donald Trump's defense attorneys are doing their closing arguments today, and then the Senate will get to speak on it, and on Wednesday, Senate will have a final vote about the articles of impeachment.
Thank you for the update. Coming up next, we have your full 5-day forecast, and later we'll have a look at sports. Stay tuned.
Maybe he's really focused.
Hey, Michael. Maybe he likes spinning the wheels.
Maybe he just loves trucks.
Maybe he's just being a boy.
Preoccupation with objects is one early sign of autism. Learn the others today. The sooner it's diagnosed, the better.
So, I got this new family, and I don't know what it is about this one, but she can't seem to put down that toy all day long. Tap, 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 tap. Oh, and she even talks to it. She talks to that more than she talks to him. What's up, bro? Nice shirt. Who's she talking to? Her mom? She talks to her mom a lot.
Here's your check. Oh, you got it. You know, since I got rid of my car, I really enjoy walking.
Okay. God, no.
Getting pulled over for buzz driving could cost you around $10,000 in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates.
Oh, you're home early.
You live with your mom?
That'll set your game back a few years. Buzzed, busted, and broke. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
Being a dad can be tough.
No. What do you mean she's not coming?
When's the fairy princess coming?
Any minute now.
But when you're willing to do anything,
It is I, Cruz Zinkelpel. Okay, time for cake.
it's always worth it.
I know it's really you, Drew. I'm just pretending for the other kids.
The smallest moments can have the biggest impact on a child's life. Take time to be a dad today. Call 877-4DAD-411 or visit fatherhood.gov.
Welcome back to Lewis University Television Network. I'm Carl with your weather. Right now in Romeoville, Illinois, we're looking at a beautiful 44 degrees, but it feels like 38 because of that 11-mile-per-hour wind that's east-northeasterly. So little cloud coverage coming in through the night, but nothing to worry about. For our local temperatures, a high of 37 up in Madison, 49 down in Kankakee, a little warmer than us, 53 in Valparaiso, and 49 over in Grand Rapids. For our national temperatures up in Seattle, we're looking at 41 degrees, 64 over in Dallas, 67 in Sarasota, and 47 up in Boston. For our national radar, we're having some snowstorms forming in the Denver area and some showers in the Dallas area, even some showers in St. Louis, but nothing that we should worry about for the next few days. For our local radar, just a little bit of cloud coverage coming in throughout the night, and those clouds are going to stay for the next few days, so be prepared. For our almanac, a high of 47 and a low of 28 is actually pretty warm for what we normally see in this early February day. High of 32 and a low of 17 is what we're normally at, and a record of 59 high in 1992 and negative 19 in 1996. For our 5-day forecast, a high of 34 tomorrow and a low of 27. Those clouds are going to stay throughout the rest of the week. High of 31 and a low of 27 on Wednesday with a little bit of snow coming in. 31 high and a 19 low on Thursday, and on Friday a high of 32 and a low of 19, partly cloudy. Be sure to keep up with LUTN on Facebook and Twitter. Now back to Lewis at the desk. All right, Carl,
Maybe he's really focused.
Hey, Michael. Maybe he likes spinning the wheels.
Maybe he just loves trucks.
Maybe he's just being a boy.
Preoccupation with objects is one early sign of autism. Learn the others today. The sooner it's diagnosed, the better.
So, I got this new family, and I don't know what it is about this one, but she can't seem to put down that toy all day long. Tap, 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 tap. Oh, and she even talks to it. She talks to that more than she talks to him. What's up, bro? Nice shirt. Who's she talking to? Her mom? She talks to her mom a lot.
Here's your check. Oh, you got it. You know, since I got rid of my car, I really enjoy walking.
Okay. God, no.
Getting pulled over for buzz driving could cost you around $10,000 in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates.
Oh, you're home early.
You live with your mom?
That'll set your game back a few years. Buzzed, busted, and broke. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
Being a dad can be tough.
No. What do you mean she's not coming?
When's the fairy princess coming?
Any minute now.
But when you're willing to do anything,
It is I, Cruz Zinkelpel. Okay, time for cake.
it's always worth it.
I know it's really you, Drew. I'm just pretending for the other kids.
The smallest moments can have the biggest impact on a child's life. Take time to be a dad today. Call 877-4DAD-411 or visit fatherhood.gov.
Welcome back to LUTN. I'm Matt Mohan with your sports update. We start with the big game on Sunday, Super Bowl 54 between the Kansas City Chiefs and the San Francisco 49ers. The winner would be crowned the ultimate champion in the NFL's 100th season. The two teams went back and forth in the first half of action and were tied at 10 points apiece at the break. In the second half, the 49ers got their running game going. Raheem Mostert scored a 1-yard touchdown to give the Niners a 20-10 lead with 2 minutes and 35 seconds remaining in the third quarter. Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs did not quit, however, as they stormed back with 3 straight touchdowns in the final 6 minutes of the game. They then shut down Jimmy Garoppolo to secure a 31-20 Super Bowl victory. Chiefs quarterback Patrick Mahomes became the youngest player in NFL history to win an MVP and the Super Bowl. It was a tough weekend for the men's basketball team as they continued the toughest patch of their schedule this year. On Thursday, the Flyers lost to the University of Indianapolis 77-67. Dre Bell was the lone bright spot for Lewis as he posted 20 points, hitting 4 3-pointers. On Saturday, the Flyers took on Bellarmine University, who came in ranked 2nd in the conference. Despite 19 points from Anthony DiVanzo, the Flyers could not keep it competitive, with the Knights losing 77-60. It was a different story for the men's volleyball team this weekend. They took a road trip to the Uvaldo Acosta Invitational in Fairfax, Virginia. The Flyers beat Barton University in straight sets on Friday and then handled the 12th-ranked George Mason Patriots in a sweep on Saturday. Lewis Volleyball is now ranked at number 6 in the nation. Be sure to catch their next game as they return home to face McKendree University right here at the Neil Carey Arena on Friday night at 7 p.m. You can catch that game right here on LUTN. In briefs, the Bulls took on the defending champion Toronto Raptors on Sunday. Toronto's Terrence Davis put up 31 points on 12 of 15 shooting to lead the Raptors past the Bulls by a final score of 129-101. The Blackhawks got a huge win in their playoff push as they took down the Arizona Coyotes on Saturday night. Brandon Saad scored the first 2 goals of the game, giving the Hawks an early 2-0 lead, but by the second intermission, the game was tied at 2 goals apiece. After a scoreless third period, the game would eventually go to a shootout where Patrick Kane beat the Coyotes goaltender for a smooth game winner to give the Hawks the 3-2 shootout win. After a bumpy start to the season, the Hawks are now just 3 points behind Arizona for the second wildcard spot. We'll finish with college basketball. 2 of the top programs in Illinois took to the floor this weekend. The Fighting Illini, who came in as the only ranked team in Illinois, were taken out by the Iowa Hawkeyes by a score of 72-65. And the University of Loyola Chicago beat their conference rival, the Bradley Braves, in a 62-51 final. That's all for sports. I'm Matt Mohan. Now back to you guys at the desk.
That's it for today's news. Thank you for watching. As a reminder, you can always keep up with Lewis News on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and by visiting our YouTube channel. I'm Margarita Cremidas.
I'm Luis Chavez.
I'm Ayana Squires with Politics.
I'm Carl Zahn with Weather.
Have a great night.